Welcome back, listeners. This is the Hit Pause Podcast. You're here with your hosts. My name's Ayman. Over there.
Over where?
Over there.
Over
all
here.
the way over there.
That's me.
We've got a whole new setup. I think we probably sound great. If we don't sound great, then we just wasted a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah,
But I think we sound better. This is good.
Definitely.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
I got to be honest. I'm a little... Because we were recording on a single mic, which we
Don't
shared.
tell people.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
We're professionals, and I'm a little sad now because it meant we had to sit next to each other, and now David's like all the way on the other side of the sofa.
Living life.
It's sort of... So if the podcast, if we come across as a little bit less close in our friendship,
It might be
understanding,
yeah.
it's probably because of that, because of the pure proximity.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've got a full on. We got a good setup now. We look like little karaoke stars over here.
I don't know what your karaoke song would be, but
I'm not going to answer that.
it's not Miley Cyrus or something.
Yeah, it's Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
I thought
Does
it
she
would.
still make music?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
Alright, yeah.
this is the podcast where we talk about YouTube.
Yeah,
And
YouTube.
today, we're just going over a bunch of videos and stuff we've been watching.
I have liked how the last 3 episodes, including this one,
Yeah.
have been, where we're just going off literally what's on our history, what we've come across.
Yeah. We've had some good episodes. This has been an excellent season, so make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes /YouTube /SoundCloud /podcasting app wherever you like.
Next season will be on Spotify.
Ooh,
Confirmed. You've heard it.
Wow,
Here.
you've literally. We haven't even discussed this.
I know.
And you just I
just
committed to that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, because it's not from lack of trying, by the way. It's just Spotify team are very difficult to get a hold of. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I was just, how you been doing?
Super duper.
Super duper.
Super duper.
Really?
I've
Interesting.
enjoyed past couple of weeks. It's freaking cold. I don't know how London is, but Essex is really cold.
I tell you what, it hasn't actually been that cold. In fact, it's been somewhat mild. In fact, this morning I was saying, God, it's getting a bit spring-like.
Those were your words.
Those were my literal words.
Wow.
In fact, I think I said actually springy.
Oh, you said this to yourself at 7 a.m.
I said it to myself, and then when I saw someone on the way into the office, I said it to them as well.
Yeah, and they looked at you like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I did get disagreed with, actually, yes. They did disagree. So you're kind of right.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. My whole family has flu right now. How dare you?
How dare you? Yeah. Exactly.
No, I've been good. What have I been up to?
Losing your wallet, that was fun, right?
Yeah.
That only happened about half an hour ago, so it doesn't really,
Yeah, that's why this podcast is a bit later than scheduled. I mean, in terms of recording.
Yeah. It's not later for anyone
not later
listening.
for you.
So it's kind of not really a relevant thing to say.
Well,
is
if
it,
in case you hear the sweat like coming through my voice as I speak, because I'm so tired of what a terrible day it's been in terms of just bad luck, trains and losing my wallet on the train. But
That's true. In fact, actually, technically for recording, you're a whole day late because you cancelled our recording session yesterday.
That is also true.
My goodness.
You don't
David.
also have to tell the people that.
Slacker. Just, I'm telling the people so that they know I'm the bones of this podcast. The bones.
People are aware.
Max Mofo is always saying bones.
Really?
In my bones. I can't do an Australian accent.
You don't. Oh, yeah. That I know you can't do.
Leg. Bones.
What have I been up to? I went out in Manchester and just had a fortunate night where somebody was willing to pay for everything.
A YouTube? No, it was an Instagrammer, right?
Instagrammer, yeah.
Instagrammer.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Didn't get a chance to talk about YouTube, of course, but I always try and do that. I know you do sometimes whenever you hear people just randomly bringing something up.
Randomers on the train, like hear YouTube. I'm like, what? What's that? YouTube? We got a podcast.
Somebody's calling me. Did I tell you about the time when you used to stay around, what was that place? Kennington?
Yeah.
And there was a guy talking about Logan Paul, like after the whole dead body incident.
Ooh.
And there was 2 people talking on the bus, and I felt I'm a hip pause advocate. I'm gonna step in and give my thoughts.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you did tell me about that. Yeah. It's funny because I remember at the same time also hearing someone on a train, two guys, and they were saying like, "Oh yeah," they were just talking shit about Logan Paul, basically. Fair enough, fair play. But I didn't say anything actually, to be honest.
You're a different
I
human
thought,
being.
no, I can't get into this.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not actually. It's more about the YouTuber than
You're
YouTube.
you're a low ganger, so you're low gang for life. So
Speaking of, Jake Paul had a fight.
what? A boxing match.
I actually thought
I didn't know.
I actually thought it would have popped up in your thing because it was obviously trending.
Yeah.
But I just thought it would have popped up. I know you unsubscribed to him, but I thought it would have popped up.
No, it didn't at all.
Yeah, on DAZN and Sky Sports,
And
just like
trust
the
me,
last
I've
one.
been on. You've been
on
YouTube.
trending. Oh,
I haven't been on trending.
I've
dude.
actually
Come
been
on.
looking at trending a lot
Kidding.
more.
Have you?
Yeah.
And finding things. I'm getting off topic
Not
now.
stuff I like, but I'm finding stuff like
Finding things,
okay.
not stuff I like.
Yeah.
I mean, there's videos there. I don't want to watch them. I'm not going to watch them, but
it is an active feature.
They exist.
Yeah. He fought another YouTuber called something Gibb, Ison Gibb. I don't know. He's only got
Okay.
like 1 million subs. I don't even know what the point of it was.
I mean, if the guy's got 1 million subs,
He's a terrible fighter. I
I know,
don't know how to
but
tell you.
he's probably got 1,000,001 subs at least now. You know.
Oh yeah, of course. He was
Yeah.
getting some fortune like clout from it. That's for sure.
Exactly. But okay, that was very. I mean, was this being planned for a long time? What's
After
up with
the
that?
Logan KSI one, obviously Jake wanted to be in the undercard, but they didn't have an opponent for him. And also DAZN, Eddie Hearn, and so on were like, they could obviously make more money if they just dedicated a brand new fight for another influencer that would get a bit of traction.
Do you know how it went?
Oh yeah.
By the way, who
I
won?
definitely didn't pay for it. This time around. So Jake won, and he won by, I don't know how you call it, when it's not really a knockout, but when you do certain stuff like 3 direct hits that causes the ref to like stop the fight. Mm-hmm. That's basically what happened, all in round 1.
Oh, so he won in round 1.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Okay.
And the whole point
Fair
of
play.
it was, if he wins the fight, he will avenge, and I'm doing quotes, his brother, and fight KSI. And KSI and Jake Paul are going to fight later on.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
KSI's agreed to that?
As you can remember, KSI said all the Pauls, right? So
That's true.
So KSI said, if you beat this guy, I will fight you.
Really?
Yeah, and even
Okay.
Logan was like, come on, man, you're doing music, do you
Yeah.
really want to dedicate your life back to boxing and like stopping YouTube again? Just for this?
To fight Jake,
nothing to
like,
prove.
Nothing to prove. Like, you don't even care.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I mean, who knows what Jake will do in the time before the fight, but like, to be honest, KSI is going to win that.
Yeah.
Jake is not got the level of dedication or concentration that
His brother has.
his brother has.
And his brother, who didn't obviously win.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let the boxing thing continue, I guess. YouTube is
Yeah.
a strange place.
Whatever. I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, I guess, well, maybe as well, they may have had a deal with DAZN.
Oh, yeah, they're making good money. So,
Yeah.
like, why would you put it off? If Logan can tell everyone that he made just over $1 million and obviously bought that ranch, then KSI made a good $1 million too or more. So
Yeah.
does it really hurt to make £1 million? Does
Yeah,
it hurt?
does it?
Does it hurt you?
It hurts to get punched.
Yeah, it's true. But as you
to be
get
fair,
punched,
I'd get punched for £1 million.
yeah, exactly. Just imagine like a cartoon where you just see the pound or dollar signs
Yeah, yeah.
every time you get punched. Like, oh man,
Basically, yeah.
it's got to be worth it.
Yeah.
But watch the fight. It's not long, so it might be entertaining enough to just see what happened.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I will. It'd be fun to... I mean, Jake doesn't even get punched, does he? So...
Not really.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Don't even have that. Man, okay.
So, how's your week been?
My week has been very good. Let me think. What's really happened? This weekend, I had like plans all weekend, but they all fell through. You're included in that, by the way. You're one of the
keep
plans.
bringing this up.
I know.
Yeah.
But so what ended up happening was I was just chilling at home, like playing games and watching YouTube, basically. In fact, my hours from this week, and I'm gonna put them out there, are pretty ridiculous. One of the higher weeks. I don't know if it's my highest.
Yeah, I actually don't think. I don't know if it is.
I have had in the 30s before.
I do remember 36.
Okay. Well, anyway, this last 7 days, 32 hours, 25 minutes.
Again,
is pretty crazy.
To all the listeners, we're doing this for you, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Yeah, I totally wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the podcast. So anybody that wants to say we're not experts.
Oh, yeah, in our field.
Do not try me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I basically came across a few new channels and just binge watched tons of stuff. Also, this past week, I've been watching a lot of stuff on like either 1.25 or 1.5 times speed.
Okay. Why?
So, because I've been
so you can get more hours.
Yeah, you get more hours in, but like because I've been watching a lot of stuff that's kind of I don't know. So, firstly, YouTube, when you spend a lot of time there, there's a lot of like fluff in a lot of videos.
Describe fluff.
For example, with the vloggers and things. Hey, here's my day, and they go over what they're doing a bunch of times, you know. So that's obvious. But actually, to be honest, like the content I've been watching a lot of this past week has been kind of documentary style,
right?
Learning sort of style, and it tends to be sort of slower talking but longer videos.
Yeah.
So I've been watching those at either 1.25 or 1.5 times speed, which I got to say, like,
I've always
depends
wondered
on the
what
person.
is the point of that feature if it involves audio. But I kind of see it now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you an example later. But one of the people I've been watching a lot of is, firstly, I'm just going to list them off. But there's 3 channels that are all very kind of similar in the style that they make. The first is Internet Historian.
Okay.
The second is Frederick Knudsen. And the third actually comes from a listener recommendation. So, by the way, if you want to give us any recommendations, email us hitpausepodcast@gmail.com.
And if you use SoundCloud, you can make a comment, which reminds me, I'll do this later on, that somebody did.
Oh, okay, nice. But no, this one actually came from my sister Tamara, so thank you for the recommendation. But it was Every Frame a Picture. So it's a dead channel, by the way. They haven't posted in 3 years, but they did a series of video essays about the art of film and cinematography.
Okay.
So it's just them or this guy basically breaking down a different idea. So he'll say, for example, he did a video about chairs in movies.
Yeah.
And just gives good examples. He's looking at like The Godfather and how the chair, when somebody's in a weak position, it's like a really bouncy chair and they're laying back and they just makes them look more weak, or chairs to bring up a certain characteristic of the time.
Right. Okay. So like obviously it's more than just like certain props, but just paying attention to the details that you would not see.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember seeing like somebody talk about birds and how they theme out the sense of scale. So like, what is it? Is it what's the one? John Travolta, and then
Grease.
Why can't I remember? He's basically takes the body of somebody else to pretend face off. So like when he steps into, I don't know if it was the church or just outside, the idea of putting birds and scattering them as soon as somebody walks in seems cliche at this point, but when it used to start, it was to show, it just adds theatrics, and you know that this is a big deal.
Okay, that's cool. It's just stuff like that, really, and just how people film things and what's an interesting way to frame a shot, and super interesting, really well done videos. They kind of vary in length, mostly are around 10 minutes, but there's some that are kind of 3, there's some that are a bit longer, but just in general, they are just, so interesting. Really, really like it. Really, really like it. So I've been there's not that many videos, but I I watched all of them.
Oh, nice.
Like I watched every single.
That is good. It's one thing to find a
channel.
video, but I think the ultimate is when you find a channel.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got 1.6 subs, 1.6 mil subs. But yeah, literally haven't posted in 3 years. They've got maybe, I don't know, looks like around 25 videos, something like that.
I see. I do see channels like this quite often that obviously stop. You always wonder, did they stop because of reasons, or do they continue on a different platform?
Well, actually, they did address this at one point. The guy, I don't know when it was, or if I read it maybe in a post, but he said basically, oh yeah, look, it's in their about section. That was it. Every Frame and Pacing was a series of video essays about film form. So yeah, we officially announced the end of the channel. Nothing sinister. We just felt it was time.
Okay.
So they basically said, because they're editors as well of films, so
Sure.
they have a
They have
career,
other
a job,
stuff, yes. Yeah.
So they obviously were just kind of, here's some interesting things we want to talk about. Probably a lot of effort to make, and put them out there, and hey, that's it. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a key thing to be able to do. Like, if you make something good, being able to stop when it's good
yeah.
and not drag it out is you got to give respect.
Yeah,
respect
which
for
counts
that.
for TV so much so
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Gosh,
yeah.
finishing like Hannibal, 3 seasons, it has an end.
Yeah.
There's no need to drag it out just because it can make money.
Yeah.
I like
So, by the way, last episode you were talking about the newest season of American Horror Story.
Right, I was going to say, because Tara said that she actually, well, I don't know if you saw the comment, but she said that she doesn't actually like the season that I thought was the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which I, fair play, fully
So
understand.
what is up with that?
So I'm actually now watching the season after that called Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
And that, my goodness.
My God,
I
David.
do not like it.
Oh, you don't like?
Yeah, and it's the first season where they try and use other seasons
Oh. Uh-huh.
and bring it together.
Oh,
American Horror
hang
Story
on.
is a TV show that basically each season is a completely different story. The same actors and actresses, but they are different characters, no reference to the previous one. And it's like you could just pick up a season and watch it.
Wait.
But this season, they've actually used other previous seasons to be part of the plot of this one.
So it's like a
They're
shared
now,
universe thing.
all
Yeah.
of a sudden, yeah.
Okay, this is not new, David. I used to watch.
No, but you brought this up before.
Yes, a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So I used to watch it, and I
Yeah.
watched maybe the first, I don't know,
Three or
four seasons.
Yeah.
And one season, it was the one where they had like a psychiatry mental hospital, like a dilapidated.
The second one. Yeah.
Well, that was second.
Yeah. The everything was all in the hospital, and it was like the whole idea of everyone's just crazy.
Yeah. Then maybe it was
The
maybe it
third one
actually
was the
circus one.
sisters, and then the fourth one was the circus one.
It might have been in the circus one. In one of the seasons,
Yeah.
they started just random little,
Fair enough.
like
yeah.
basically
Little
Easter
hints.
eggs.
Easter eggs. Yeah.
Easter egg level, but it didn't make any sense.
And it wasn't necessary.
It's like suddenly if in
What's a popular movie?
I don't have a good example actually.
Fast and Furious. That's not gonna work.
That doesn't work. Yeah, all the movies I'm thinking of are series.
Star Wars. I don't know.
Yeah, if in Star Wars you suddenly were like had Commander Spock from Star Trek.
I don't know Star Wars, by the way.
Just appeared in the background in a framed painting, and it's like, oh, so it's a shared universe then, except like this is the only reference to it, and it's
Right, okay.
you know what? It's just stupid, lazy. Oh yeah, we want to make this shared because it's gonna do us some good.
And we're gonna get a round of applause.
Yeah.
From the hardcore
A lot
fans.
of people did that because it's like, look at Marvel. They're doing shared universe super well and making loads of money. We should do that.
Yeah.
It's not quite so simple, like you've got to build this stuff
Exactly.
up.
You have to have thought about it from day one.
Yeah, exactly. So fine.
Yeah.
That just sounds
And the
stupid.
sad thing is they're bringing it up from the season that you didn't like, which was the one about the sisterhood and the witches.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the
that's
Coven.
Yeah. So that's the majority of this Apocalypse is the name of this season.
I feel I didn't like really any of it past season 2.
one.
I mean, season 1 was good, yeah.
But
Yeah, but it's funny with that show because it's very up and down.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not YouTube,
I
so
know,
why do you even bring it up, David?
But we brought it up because we always support our listeners.
Interesting.
Yeah. If someone's gonna make a comment, we're gonna address it.
Fine. Okay. Shall I go into the next one? What have you been watching this week?
Well,
do you want to turn?
I don't think people want to know what I've been watching this week.
Oh God,
that sounds weird. But
that does sound weird. I'm put off. You put me off.
I'm off by it as well. I decided to give 2 shows on YouTube Originals a chance.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I watched. At the time it was YouTube Red. So there's one show called. I think it's called. Can I show you a dead body, or have you seen my dead body? I'm gonna actually have to. I actually have to.
Okay.
reference
Oh my
that
God,
to
I'm
get the
intrigued.
wording correctly.
I'm intrigued. We're like, what the hell is this?
And that's basically there's a website which is now a YouTube channel called Funny or Die. I don't know if you.
Yeah. It's a website. I think isn't it part owned by Will Ferrell?
Oh really? That would make sense.
I think it
he
is.
does show him. He is in a lot of videos that they make.
Yeah, I remember there was that old series they had about the kid, about the little it's like a little baby, and it's kind of a cop sometimes.
Okay. And they obviously did the Between Two Ferns as well.
Yeah,
which
Zach
got on
Galifianakis.
Netflix.
Yeah.
So the show is called Do You Want to See a Dead Body? Just if I had to
Okay.
spell it out correctly.
Fine.
And, it's...
And wait a second. So it's produced by them,
Yeah,
and they posted it on YouTube.
on YouTube.
That's quite interesting because Funny or Die has always been a bit of a
Yeah, I
in
am
a way, a
subscribed to them,
competitor.
but they are technically like a
'Cause it's a
college
video
humor
platform.
kind of level,
yeah.
Where it's like they have their own website and they do their own stuff,
Mm.
but they use YouTube also as a way to.
Okay, fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. Okay.
The show's obviously well polished. Apparently, it had some skits and videos as a concept once upon a time, but they made an actual season. I think there's maybe 15 plus episodes, and you know what? They're okay. I watched like the first 5.
Okay, we're all dying to hear what the show actually is, David.
So there's a guy called, you know what? I don't even know the name.
Oh my God.
There's a guy
This is the worst.
who is very socially awkward and he just doesn't have much going for him. But except the one thing, he knows where a lot of dead bodies are. And each episode is he meets a random person in a weird event. So like in the first one, he almost gets run over by somebody who's parking out, reversing out of their house, and then the guy like hits into him. It's like, oh, what do I do? It's like he realizes, oh, this is an opportunity to have a friend because he's kind of like a loner. So it's like, hey, do you want to do something? I got a dead body I can show you. It's like, oh, that's cool. And then it's like a whole Harold and Kumar kind of journey to getting to the dead body and stuff like that happens.
Wow, and he just knows where a lot of dead bodies are.
Yeah, and then in another episode, it's a different dead body each single time. And
Why does he know where they are?
I think that they are.
He
Well,
killed them.
well, from the episodes I've seen, there's no like backstory as to like how does he know. I guess it's just the comedic part
That's
of
the
it.
bit. Okay,
But maybe the last episode is like, yeah, he did kill them all.
Yeah, is it good or what?
It's funny enough
Funny enough for what?
for
For what, man?
to like for time to go by.
Okay, fine.
I wouldn't like say, man, I can't wait for the next episode. But it is good to just be like, I could an easy watch. You
Hey,
know?
I'm up for an easy watch. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check it.
And the other YouTube original.
Oh, by the way, remember to check the description
For all
links
these videos, of
to
course.
the videos.
Nice little bass at the end.
ASMR.
Yeah. So the second one is called Liza on Demand. So a YouTuber called Liza Koshy.
Minnelli.
Is that a YouTuber? I don't know.
No, she's like a famous singer.
Never heard of her. All right. I know YouTube clearly.
Anyway, I'm just derailing this whole thing. Now.
Liza Koshy. So she's got like 17
Yeah.
million subs.
She's a good one.
Ex-girlfriend to David Dobrik.
Yeah.
She's in a lot of TV shows. And
She's in a lot of YouTube rewinds, no?
Probably. She doesn't really do YouTube anymore. She's
okay.
gone off into other forms of entertainment. Anyway, but she's got 2 seasons of a show where it's just about her and her daily life. And you know what? It's actually, I find it funny.
So it's vlogs.
No, it's just like,
It sounds a lot like vlogs.
It's like
Wait a minute.
Have you watched
You
New
like
Girl?
it? If you like it, it's vlogs.
But a YouTube original will never be a YouTube video though.
Okay,
They're
fine.
not. It's gonna be loads of cameras and a lot of money.
That's true.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, I know New Girl. Yeah.
So
a good show.
if they did a show where they just like had all her friends in the background, but they never got screen time, it just focuses more on the girl. You know, the show just is actually about everybody. This one is just focusing on the girl, and then we just see her life and her crazy life and all the mishaps that she gets to.
Okay, so it's not. It is fictional.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't. In fairness, you're right. There are some YouTube originals that are quite similar to what the YouTuber would do.
Sidemen.
Oh, really? You have seen some Sidemen stuff.
Well, I've seen some Sidemen. Yeah, the YouTube, their Red series, and
it's actually similar to their normal content.
well, yeah, it's the same. It's just a bit bigger.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's it's the same thing. They do a challenge or whatever, except in the original they
just have
fly out to the desert and do it.
and just have more money to do it.
Yeah.
In fairness, I'm kind of new to this whole thing. I thought everything was like PewDiePie's thing. Or remember when Jake Paul did that undead like.
Undead. Oof, you need to stay clear of that.
They had like this haunted thing where basically zombies are chasing YouTubers all around the building or whatever. It's like I always thought they just ditched what the YouTuber did and just did something just with their name in it. But you're right. I guess YouTube originals do kind of do what the YouTuber does. But in this case, it's completely like you wouldn't. If someone didn't know anything about YouTube, they'll think it's like a Netflix show. So there's a lot of money into it. But you know what? They're good watches. I will continue, but I'm not in any rush to.
Okay, fine. I mean, I'm kind of sold on the first one. This Liza one sounds. I don't know. I'm less.
I think you have to like her to like it.
Do you like her?
Yeah, I think she is talented.
But do you? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like you were dodging the question, but there's no need to. You're like, do you like it? I think she's talented.
But do you like her? Like her?
I mean, yeah. Man. Okay.
That is my political answer.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go into my next documentary channel that I've been watching.
Hey, I'm all ears.
Okay, Internet Historian. Internet Historian is, well, he's very well known YouTuber. In fact, but he basically makes videos about internet events and phenomena. Okay. So,
but like way back or like current events?
A bit of both, actually. Okay. So, he makes very few videos for a start because they are they're pretty long usually, and they're also, there's a lot of research that goes into them. But he's sitting above 2 mil subs, and they are very well produced videos, funny, lots of funny editing and things and opinions, and just super interesting. And it's all kind of meme culture, silly internet stuff that's happened. So, for example, there was this game, Habbo Hotel. It was kind of like it's kind of a social game with little, cartoony 2D characters, and lots of people log on and chat or whatever. And at one point, years ago, there was these raids and things that happened, and all these memes spawned from it, and it just goes into detail about that. And then there was another one, which 20-minute video. It was called Very Serious Business, and it was about this business convention for agile development in I think 2013 or something. Okay. And this convention, which is full of serious business people and is about, serious business things
and techniques,
talks and panels and all that stuff. And at the convention center, they had these interactive screens around the place that basically would show the Twitter feed of anyone tweeting on a particular hashtag, and including pictures and stuff. So what?
Okay, but is the hashtag related to what that convention was about?
Yeah. Okay, it was their own hashtag that they made up. They're like, anyone here at the convention, tweet on this hashtag, and
the whole world will see. Well, not the whole world,
and it's going to appear on the screens.
Yeah.
So anyway, obviously that got raided. Yeah. So everyone's posting Nazi imagery and porn and just gross stuff and just say all kinds of terrible things. Hitler did nothing wrong in the text, and
there's that one person who like does an honest tweet about like how much they hate their boss.
Yeah,
who's in the same room.
yeah, and basically the organizers were just panicking, and it kept changing.
Did they just shut it down?
They did after a while, but at one point they shut that hashtag down, and then they found out
that's never the solution.
Yeah, the people doing it found out that another hashtag also worked, and then they ended up having to shut all the screens down, basically. But his most recent video was like 3 weeks ago, entitled "The Engoodening of No Man's Sky."
Oh,
so by the way, he gets very good view counts on these videos, like 4 mil on most.
Oh wow! And you said he has like 2 mil subs.
He's got 2 mil subs, so he's getting 4 mil on most videos. But some even more. Like,
man, I'm a sucker for good ratio, man.
Yeah. He did one about Kony 2012. I don't remember if Joseph Kony. There was a big like internet thing.
Okay.
Anyway, that's like 7 mil. He did one about Fallout 76. That was 13 mil.
Hilarious.
But yeah, this most recent one is 53 minutes long.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 53 mils.
No, right now it's only 4.8, but it's only came out 3 weeks ago. But I think it'll be a popular one anyway.
Good.
But yeah, 53 minutes, super interesting.
I would definitely want to watch the No Man's Sky one because I haven't even played it, but I just like the controversy about it.
I know, yeah. So if anyone doesn't know, No Man's Sky is this big space game made by an indie studio, and as it was in development, the kind of the lead or the face of it was on the press circuit, and he wasn't used to it, and he was going out and saying all kinds of crazy stuff. You know, you can do this, the sun's going to go around the planet, you're going to be able to see your friends, just all these crazy
revolutionary
things.
Ideas that were not going to happen.
Yeah. All these crazy things, and it ended up being terrible, nowhere near delivering what they promised. They were charging $60 for it, all this stuff. Everyone was super angry, super pissed, and but anyway, it's just the story of that and how they kind of brought the game back from the brink. It's super interesting and like well researched and well presented. It's really, really good. So yeah, I'll link a couple of videos in the description. I'll link that one because it's long, but it's really good. And I'll link maybe 1 or 2 shorter ones, which are a bit more, accessible. But really, really recommend it. It's just about stupid stuff that happens on the internet and like brands trying to be relevant and then screwing up. Like doing open polls and stuff.
Oh, of course.
You remember when that boat got named Boaty McBoatface? Things like that, but yeah.
No, that's good. I definitely will check that one out. Yeah. I like it when you can recommend stuff for the people, but I actually want to listen. Because normally I don't listen to what you're saying.
That is not true. You've binge watched channels based on my recommendations.
Not this year. So I wouldn't say my video of the week. No. Forget video of the week. Video of the week is coming next. Channel of the week that I watched a lot of videos for. Documentaries.
What?
Do
you do anything to do with it?
No, it doesn't.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. They do documentaries as well.
Okay, so the word "do" is not involved in this anywhere.
No, in my head it made sense to say it twice.
Good, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
We'll just roll with that.
Oh, great. Okay, so what is it? What's the
but
channel?
Not on the level that you are speaking, so they're not going to be like 53 minutes and well in depth. But it's an esports kind of channel, and they do documentaries on kind of people who have like risen like from like nothing and just become internet famous from doing a very good, let's say, Call of Duty tournament or Tekken 7, and these are different types of games, and they've gone to like a big stage event. No one had any idea that they would go far, and then they do far.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's the way they do the backstory of it, and in fairness, the way it caught my eye, it wasn't my recommended anyway, was as I play a lot of Tekken 7, there was a guy, and Tekken 7 on the online tournament and gaming front is heavily dominated by Korean players. They are just the best at it. They have the arcades, they have the time and the space for it, and they've just been very good at that game. But then in 2018, we had a guy from America whose name was like Lil Majin, and they basically did a documentary on him, which I'll put in the description, of how, you know, against all odds, he didn't win the tournament. He went to like 3rd place, so he got knocked out in the semi-final.
Where's he from?
From America.
Oh, nice.
And and obviously for Tekken 7, they're always in Vegas in like every year for EVO.
EVO is like one of the biggest
really
esports things. It's huge.
I actually looked at the price because I wanted to go this year.
No way.
It's very affordable, and on top of it,
how much is a ticket?
I think it was like $20, and then they have a deal with a really good hotel. That if you get the ticket with the hotel straight from the EVO website, it was like for the 3 nights, it was like 100 and something.
Are you kidding me? In Vegas?
But the problem is,
man, let's go.
The problem is, I saw flights to Vegas.
Yeah,
and like 1,100.
So that's £1,200. That's a bargain.
I was shocked because, like, if we wanted to go to Miami, you can get it for under 500, but Vegas.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I guess there's less flights flying into Vegas. It might even be cheaper to go to
Miami. I was
Miami
thinking
and then fly.
If I want to do the
fly
hard
from
work.
there.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so you know, it was a very good year. I remember watching that in 2018, and it was good to watch it now in, like, you know, almost 2 years later, about his story and like his family. Like, they go in deep and they give tributes basically to these people in a documentary fashion.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
So I think even if you don't know the game, it's definitely a heartwarming video to watch. It's not that long. It's like maybe 8 minutes. So I'll put that in the description.
Interesting. I mean, I'm on it. I'm on it for the documentary style at the moment. I don't know why.
Yeah, get that fix.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, I was just looking through Internet Historian as well, and it seems, I didn't realize, but I've actually binge watched his whole channel as well.
Wait, before you knowing about it now?
Yeah, I didn't realize
wow.
I had. There's only 3 videos I've not watched, and it's this one about Maya Moore. It was like a weird. I don't really know what it was. It was like a play. He was reading a script. I didn't really understand what it was, but there's only 3 videos of it. But I did not realize I had to watch that whole thing.
I do like the whole feature of, like, you know, the whole red line under the video to, like, I've been there.
I know, like,
funny thing is, I saw a video the other day just because I thought I had time to watch it, but it was just a channel that did like this little thing with David Dobrik, and he just meets a super fan, and the super fan mentioned, on YouTube they have this little red line under the video when you've watched it, and I know I'm a super fan because I went back 8 months and I saw that I'd seen all the videos. I was like, girl, I've seen like every video.
Yeah.
Back to 3 years.
That's weak.
Yeah, that's so
weak,
terrible.
Man. Get on it.
Jeez, binge watch, man.
Get out of school and get back on YouTube, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so my last one, and I've definitely not yet binge watched all of this.
Okay.
But I would say in 1 week, binge watching 2 channels, pretty good going.
Would out of the 32 hours, where's the most gone? Is it completely spread out, or would you say the ones you've mentioned are where it's all going to?
These 3 channels that I'm mentioning now are where it's all gone, because it's kind of longer form content. And I've been watching a lot of it. So this last one, I've watched fewer videos of, but it's Frederick Knudsen, which is obviously just the guy's name. And it's only 650k subs. Only. And it's just like really in-depth documentary style videos. Again, similar to Internet Historian, it's kind of stuff that is internet, sort of things that happened on the internet or popular culture sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Really interesting as well, but long videos. So the first one I watched was I'm just trying to find it actually. The first one I watched, I think, was so it was this one about Temple OS. Now, it's an hour and a half long. I literally put it on and I started watching it and I was like, oh, screw it. I just put it on the big TV and lay down on the sofa and watched the whole thing. But it's about this really strange guy on the internet who made his own operating system on a computer.
Oh, okay.
And the guy who had mental issues. He believed God had told him to create this operating system and that God was speaking to him through the operating system. So
you had to make it to further speak with him?
Yeah, that was a little unclear, but the whole thing was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it was super interesting. And he called it Temple OS. And it was kind of about how he was for like 10 or I think about 10 years working on this thing and pushing it online, making posts in forums, but making wild posts and going off on a lot of like racist tangents.
I thought it was going to go the Temple Run tangent.
Yeah. No, dude. No. But yeah, this operating system was really basic old school computer style, even though it was already out of date.
Yeah.
And yeah, he would make all these posts all over these forums and websites and Reddit and everything. And eventually he kind of built up sort of a following, not a following, but people ended up knowing his name. And like some people actually did mess with him as well, which isn't, obviously too nice. But it's kind of a sad story in a way because he had definitely a lot of like anger and issues.
I see.
But at the same time, he just needed some help too, But it was just the way that he framed it, Frederick Knudsen. He framed it as kind of the internet is interesting because people who have problems and issues and things, especially mental, it's like an outlet for those things, but at the same time can also snowball it and make it worse,
Yeah.
Anyway, that was super interesting. A few more choice ones. He did one about furries.
Okay.
And like, no joke, he goes in depth. This was 45 minutes long. And it was about the roots of furries, like an actual, it should be written about in a history book kind of thing. It's talking about, this is where literally the first time the term was used. And he's going back all these years, and it started off with some drawings, and then it became this conference thing, and it's crazy. It's really like unbelievably in depth.
Is all the research here, like,
Yes.
Does any of it involve him going to the people that ever started or made anything? Like, does he go to the guy who created the operating system?
Oh no, that guy's actually passed away.
Oh, okay.
Not that I've seen so far, but it's pretty interesting. There was another one about these stories online that popped up at one point, which were about this Final Fantasy house, and it was about these people.
That sounds so cool.
No.
No?
It's about these people that literally believed they were Final Fantasy
The
characters
characters.
reincarnated, and it became this weird cult
Well, what's
following.
the point if you don't have any enemies?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Who are you going to
but
fight?
It's really strange. Super interesting. The one I was watching earlier was about a weird yogic cult that started in America. Anyway, I'm going to link a couple. Like I said, they're long, but watch 5 minutes just to get an idea of the
Or pick a
level
title
how
of
in-depth
something
this guy
you know
is.
about.
Yeah.
The furries one for me, definitely.
I mean, that Temple OS one, I literally... that's how I got into it. It popped up on my home feed. Again, I'll say it again, but props to the home feed at the moment. It's killing it. Maybe because I'm giving it so much data to work with.
Yeah, of course. All you have to do is watch 30 hours a week.
Yeah.
Recommended works out.
But the... what was I going to say? Yeah, there's an obvious crossover with Internet Historian because it's a similar thing.
Yeah.
But Frederick Knudsen's is more serious, less jokey, and more kind of structured. So, yeah, really, really good. Literally popped up, and I ended up watching an hour-and-a-half video. So, can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. But did I mention already on the podcast I've been watching stuff at higher speed?
I don't think you did.
So yeah, with a lot of this documentary style stuff,
Or maybe you did.
people tend to not be talking as quickly. So I've been watching a lot of things at either 1.25 speed or 1.5 speed. I don't know if we did speak about this just now, but I don't know if it was on or off the podcast.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I don't think it was on the podcast.
Okay. Just to kind of, I don't know, just get through it. You know, there's only so many hours in the day.
I mean, for you, I think there's many hours in the day.
Yeah.
But, go on.
Oh,
yeah.
man. I think that's kind of it for me on the channels. Oh yeah, the other thing I was gonna bring up was just the amount of content in the world I have ingested in the past 2 weeks, which is a
Do you
kind
think
of
you know the world more?
It's getting absurd. I know more about internet culture.
Yeah, you definitely do.
I know more about furries, so that's good. That was very interesting, actually. So, okay, over the past 2 weeks, I've watched around about 60 hours of YouTube, because 32 to...
Iman's rubbing his eyes as he says this.
32-ish hours this week and about 25 last week, I think it was. I've played about 45 hours worth of games. And to top it off...
Don't forget the
Don't
ad.
forget this. I've read 3 books as well.
So you haven't slept in 2 weeks.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just thought the other day, I was looking at the YouTube hours, and I was like, damn, what has been... I got to look this up. So I went through my stuff and looked up the hours for everything. And yeah, I was a bit shocked. And it's not like I haven't been going out and seeing people.
No.
All I can say, going to work.
Yeah, all I can say is if we went out right now and you didn't have YouTube open on your phone, I would be like, no, everything's fine.
Yeah. Man, yeah, but it's whew.
It's taking a lot out of you.
Yeah, taking a lot out of me. Yeah, that's for sure. And at the same time, I'm like, oh, I'm not sleeping that well recently. I don't know why. Like, maybe fucking YouTube you're watching.
Do you know what I realized the other day?
Yeah.
You know what? It's not even a big thing. I just try to put my mind behind the whole YouTube design of it. But YouTube channels, much like the Hit Pause podcast channel on YouTube,
which you can follow
and subscribe to.
Nice.
Or the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I made it, what's that stupid feature? Safe for children? You know, where channels now have to say they are...
Oh, yeah.
All videos will be safe for children.
Oh, dude, don't turn that on. No.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. No, you don't turn that on.
I thought that just made it more accessible to everybody. No, the opposite.
It means none of the... Not that we make money off advertising, but it means none of the advertising will be targeted. Which means the ads won't be as good, which means you won't make as much money off of advertising. Not that we make money off advertising, because we're not partnered, but you don't do that. It's gonna restrict how much your videos are shown.
Okay, I see.
So, and also don't set that on your own channel either.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if I was to choose the other, it seemed like it was more restrictive. But I get what you mean, having told me now.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, basically because of the because they got done for the laws around using minors' data. I think it's under 16s. You're not allowed to use their personal data for targeting advertising. It means that if you mark your video as that, no data will be used against it, which means the ads will be less relevant, which means they will get less clicks, which means you will make less money on your ads.
Genius idea.
If you were making
a genius
money.
Agreement to make, I would say. Well, not genius, but like simple, you know?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so the feature on it is if you have a channel that does do that,
okay,
which will no longer be the Pause Podcast channel, is when you have YouTube Premium, or actually no, if you just have YouTube in general, you know when you scroll down and you like drag the video down on your phone to like look at other videos while it's playing.
When you kind of like minimize it to the bottom.
You cannot play it when you do that.
Excuse me?
So say I'm watching a video, bring it down so I can still look at the home page. That video will pause. And
if it's a child's video.
If it's been minimized. And if you click play, it will say bring it back up to continue, as this video is part of a channel that is for children.
Why?
Yeah, I don't really know why. The only thing I thought I
What? Are you
thought I
serious?
knew what the reason was.
How do you
At
know
the
this?
time-
Because you tested it, or did it
Yeah,
say that?
because when I upload that, I always just want to, well, not always, but like sometimes I just want to make sure.
You just check it
Yeah.
and make sure it works.
And I brought it down and just stopped playing. I was like, why is it doing that? So you could try as well later on, but it's like it just
What?
pauses, and that's the error message or feedback, I guess.
that
it
is
gives you.
crazy.
So the only thing I could think of is, in my head, it was like, okay, I guess if you minimize it, it's now showing that the user, which they assumed was a child, is no longer using the device. So do not continue in case that device is being passed on to somebody else. Not that that makes any sense, but it's just like the
okay.
start of the logic I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
It's so random.
I can't. Yeah, I don't.
Because they obviously installed it above a feature that was already in place. So clearly it had a reason.
The only thing that came to mind for me, and I don't think this is right, is maybe they don't want to encourage too much usage from a child, which I'm sure isn't true because they want those child hours.
Yeah. Just like the YouTubers themselves.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, weird. That is weird. That's weird.
Very random.
Okay, well, I think that wraps it up.
Oh,
for, this week.
no.
Okay, David's got another little nugget.
I still have nuggets, not again.
Oh no.
I still have my video of the week. It's a very short
Oh
one.
wait, do I have to choose? Well, I got plenty to choose from, David.
It's not a competition.
No, but if we're choosing the video of the week, I'm gonna choose one too. No problem.
All right, you got 1 minute and I got 1 minute.
I already know, man. I already know. It's easy. You go.
Really? Out of that whole 32
I'm waiting for you.
hours, it was that easy to pick one?
Easy.
All right. Well, so my video of the week is by a channel that blew up because of this video.
Oh.
It's basically a guy who does his own animations or cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
So he does parodies on cartoons that maybe would have been popular for like back in the 90s. So like Courage the Cowardly Dog, stuff like that. That's on Cartoon Network. So the video that popped up in my recommended was he did an Ed, and Eddie parody video, which is like 2 minutes long. And like, it's better to watch it than for me to describe it and ruin it. But I enjoyed it so much because of how much he stretched it to just a whole new level. It's basically Kevin, which is one of the cartoon characters, agrees to Ed, and Eddie's one of their like scams to get money out of the kids in the cul-de-sac, and he just like asked them what the hell's going on here. It's like, yeah, come to the back room and you'll get to see. And it's like, where is everybody? And it's this whole theme of like they're killing all the kids in the cul-de-sac, and they're so creepy, and the way they're drawn and animated is perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I just thought that video was amazing. I've watched it like 5 times.
Really?
And I just really like it.
Oh my god. Okay.
So I'll put that in there. It won't cost you much.
Nice. I like it. Okay, I'll give you mine. I don't know. You're probably not going to end up watching this because it's a bit longer. 25 minutes. Oh, this is such like an inaccessible video, but whatever. It's super interesting.
Hey, video of the week does not have to be about how easy.
That's true. That is true.
To pick it up.
But okay, so it's a video of a university lecture. So when I say inaccessible, like, yeah, a little bit inaccessible.
Better be a good lecture.
Okay, well, what it is it's about this thing called the Sound Channel, and it's about Roswell. So you know how Roswell is known for the UFOs and things?
Yeah.
So it basically is him explaining what happened at Roswell.
So it's basically just someone recording the lecture.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And it's this this lecturer explaining what happened at Roswell and why nothing weird was going on, there were no aliens, and why the explanation by the government, which was kind of a bit all over the place, seemed so dodgy. And it is super interesting, okay? So I'm gonna give you a little bit, just really in short. But basically, some guy did these experiments, and he found that deep underwater, at a certain level, a very certain level, there's this channel where sound gets trapped. So it's like a balance between how salty the water is, how much pressure there is, and the temperature as well of the water. Where if you go a little bit deeper, it gets too cold. If you go a little bit higher, it gets too warm. And basically, sound gets trapped in that layer and bounced up and down inside the layer.
Okay.
Meaning that the sound waves travel way further.
Of course.
They travel way further. So he then discovered when it came to the Cold War that there is the similar thing up in the sky. So way up in the sky, there's another channel where the pressure, temperature, air resistance, all that stuff is at the perfect amount to kind of trap sound waves inside of it.
Nice. Yeah.
And what the US did is they used these balloons with microphones on to hover them in this space, float them up into this area of the sky in order to listen out for Soviet nuclear tests.
Because it can listen that far across.
Because the sound waves travel so far in this space that they could literally listen to a test happening over in Russia or wherever they were testing it, and they could actually pick up the sound waves coming from those secret Soviet tests of nuclear devices.
And the sounds coming from other places do not have to be on that same channel level.
Well, no, because the thing is with a nuclear blast, because the cloud of the explosion goes up so high, it disturbs that layer, and then they can hear it. So the balloons they had to send up for this were obviously pretty massive and kind of circular shaped, and they look a bit like UFOs. When it got dropped down, everyone went, "Oh, it must be a UFO." They obviously then said it was a weather balloon. Everyone thought, "Oh, that sounds like a lie," and obviously it was a lie because they didn't want the
to know
USSR
what it's purpose for.
Finding out about this very top secret thing about them listening in on their nuclear tests.
But to everyone else, when I hear a lie, it means aliens.
Basically, because then they did also like change their story a bit and stuff. But again, they were very happy to create the confusion and create all the it's UFOs because it's like
it's better than
that's just going to confuse things, make it harder for them to know what's going on.
Dude, that is the video of the week.
Seriously, it's so interesting, and he's a really good speaker, and he actually goes into like this is why it works, and he explains why it works, about like the sound waves bending back and forth, and it's so interesting. It's like, wow. And he also explains this is all in the declassified documents now. So you can refute me, but go and read them and look and see what was happening. It just makes absolute sense, you know? Obviously there's always going to be people that'll be like, "No, it's UFOs," but whatever. Man, it was fascinating. It was really fascinating. Good. Yeah.
And you found that how?
Okay, so that came from... I was actually trying to find the video I found it in, but I think it was from...
From Reddit, yeah.
I think it might have... It was either from Frederick Knudsen or from Internet Historian, or maybe another one. I'm not sure. But basically, another channel did a... Here's what happened at Roswell kind of thing, or something along those lines, and they said... There's this university professor who explains this. It's really interesting. Go give it a watch. And then I clicked through and went and checked it out. So, yeah, really, it was absolutely fascinating.
Nice.
Again, hit up that 1.25 speed if you can't wait the full 25 minutes.
No. You listen to every single second of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, awesome. Hit Pause Podcast giving you really good stuff.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm educated. And I can't wait to go home and do my homework.
Oh, you know what? Before we wrap up the episode, I just want to try... look, I can walk around. This is me walking around, podcasting. How cool is this? Whoa. All right, we'll be back next week, next Tuesday. Thank you all for listening. Subscribe. Email us. hitpausepodcast@gmail.com. We always watch recommendations. Okay. Your video could be on our
always recommend
podcast
you videos.
next. Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Anyway,
we're professionals. Thank you all. Bye.
see ya.